Hey guys, welcome back to another week's episode of In the Kitchen, a bit of comfort cooking. This week we're going to do a savory strata. Basically what a strata is an egg casserole. You can either do a sweet strata with French toast type ingredients, or you can do a savory strata instead of sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla. You can add savory spices, seasonings, and other ingredients. So like I said, this week we're doing a savory strata. I'm doing it with smoked paprika, bacon, and ham. You can add whatever ingredients you want to with it, like onion, spinach, mushrooms, however you like to do it. It's kind of like a quiche, except it's crustless and it's more custardy than frittatas. So let me get everything prepped and the camera turned around and we'll get started. Back in a minute. Starting off earlier in the morning, I have some Italian bread I've cut for French toast, and using the heel and some of the smaller pieces, I went and tore them up and lined the pan. This is a non-stick baking dish, and I will be adding custard to it and letting it sit for the rest of the day and soak. So I'll be back when I start making the custard. So next up, we're going to make a custard to put on this and soak for at least 4 hours, or you can soak it overnight. We have 5 eggs. We have a 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream, and I like to use McCormick's Grill Master's smoked paprika and onion. This is a good flavor to put in there, and it's also a great flavor to put on ramen. So let me go ahead and get the custard made up, and we're back in a minute. Alright, so I already have my heavy whipping cream and eggs in the bowl here, and I have about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of the smoked paprika and onion seasoning. Don't worry about salt or pepper because it's already in this, plus a few seasonings. So we'll go ahead and pour this in and whip it. You want to try to get it as smooth as possible. Now I will come back and add some mayonnaise to this. This adds a little bit of smoothness to the eggs. If you add mayonnaise to it, add about 2 tablespoons. You kind of want to whip this till all of the yolk is mixed in, so you don't see any more of the yellow streaks running through. And then you get some mayonnaise, and I'll be right back. So I actually add about 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. You want to go ahead and blend that in as well. Like I said, mix it well enough that it's very well smooth. Try to get all the mayonnaise lumps out as much as you can. Now earlier I said that the difference between this and a frittata is the amount of custard that you put in. It's also the fact that frittata is a crustless quiche, Well, this actually has torn bread in it, and this should be about good enough. So, as you see, I kind of upped the size of that because the amount of custard I'm going to put in here. You want to pour it all around. Make sure you cover all the bread. Then you come back, you want to get all the seasoning in there. It's like all the onions stay behind, which I need to scrape it out here. Try to get as much as you can out. So what you want to do is, like I said, let that soak for at least 4 hours to overnight. So you will put this in the fridge. You can either cover it or not. If you put it in overnight, you'll want to cover it, but if you put it in for about 4 hours, it should be fine. Let me get the fridge open. This will give time for the bread to soak it in. About 2 hours in, you kind of want to shuffle the bread around and let it soak in more. So we are in the fridge now and ready to go. And let me go ahead and get the kitchen cleaned up, and I'll be back in about 4 hours. Actually about 3, because I'll need to prep everything else before we start putting it in. So we'll see you in a moment. So now 4 hours has gone by. This is soaked since then. You kind of want to give it a mix up, but don't break up the bread as much. There are a few pieces that haven't soaked. Push them to where they can sit in the custard. At this point now, basically, we're just going to go ahead and cook it. As you no, you don't see. Apologize. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Go ahead and flatten out your bread pieces. Now, in the meantime, I've prepped up a half package of bacon, chopped them into bite-sized pieces, and crisped them up. We'll go ahead and spread this evenly over the Strada. I've taken a ½ pound of ham and cut it up into small bite-sized pieces. You can get a deli cut of ham, or you can go with one thick ham steak. What I'll do is take this, evenly spread it out across the Strada. Kind of leave these up top because when the custard rises, it will definitely cover the ham and the bacon. We'll definitely fill in some of the areas here. Make sure that it's pretty well even. And there we go. So now we're pretty well covered here. I'm going to wait for the oven to get the temperature. And we'll put it in for about an hour, 15 to an hour and a half. We'll pull it out, put cheese on top of it, and put it in for the last 15 minutes. So I will check at hour 15. We're going to want something that's puffed up and slightly golden brown. We'll cover with cheese, like I said, and put it back in the oven for about another 15 minutes, and it should be ready to go. Back in a bit. Alright, so now the oven is up to 350. We'll go ahead and put the pan in there, the Strada. Again, you want to put this in for an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. Check on it at about an hour and 15. Again, you want it puffed up and golden brown on top. And then we'll put cheese on top and let it go again for about another 15 minutes. So we'll see you in just a moment. So as we're going in for our first check, it is puffy and it is golden brown. So I will pull it out. I will put the cheese on it. And we'll go from there. Be back in just a moment. Alright, as you see, it's real puffy right now. And it is golden brown. So I'll put some cheese on it here in just a second. Let me go ahead and get that out. We'll be right back. Because I promised her she can at least say hey on one of my videos. Here's my little helper and fellow coin collector. And she helps me out in the kitchen every once in a while when I cook.
Hello.
So, alright, so let's get back to cooking here. So, going back to cooking here now. As you can see, it's kind of deflated a little bit, which is fine. It will go back in the oven. It will puff back up and it will redeflate. But what I used to do is maybe about a cup of cheese on this. We'll spread it around nice and even. And that's that. So we'll go ahead and put this back in the oven. Literally I will turn the oven off and just let it sit on the residual heat for about 15 minutes or so. So let me go ahead and do that. Move the camera stand a little bit. Again, we'll put this in for 15 minutes, let the residual heat melt down the cheese, and it'll be done here in just a moment. So we'll be back in just a bit when the Strada is done. Alright, time is up. We'll go ahead and pull the Strada out as a finished product. And as you see, it's just setting now. We'll let it sit for about 5 minutes, let it rest and kind of cool down a bit before we serve. We'll be right back. Alright, so I've given it time to set. We'll go ahead and cut into it. Do it in about 6 pieces. There we go. And this will be your serving. Get that piece of ham there. And I usually like to add a little bit of hot sauce to mine. You can serve with sour cream on top. You can put bell peppers and onions in it if you want. Tomatoes, spinach, like I said. And that's pretty much it. So again, if you try to make this, let me know how it turns out for you. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. And we'll see you next time. Enjoy. Bon appetit.